amount also limits our ability to scale up solutions and to meet the urgent demand. If we look at our comparative budget allocation, this year's budget compared to next year would result in a 14% drop from this year and only 2.5% of our proposed budget. This reduction will affect our agency's deliverables, especially NHA and SHFC, which are central to the housing production and finance. While we advocate for recalibration aligned with national goals, sectoral realities show that funding for the sector has been minimal and has been going down every year. As a flagship program of DSUD, the Pambansang Pabahay para Filipino program or 4PH program was developed in 2022. However, we have encountered several problems. Among those is the single vertical modality that the program produced. Moreover, the program experienced delay in its rollout. As mentioned, it was conceptualized in 2022, launched in 2023, but only funded in 2024. Thus, the initial target of 6 million by 2028 may only result into 1.2 million by the same period. Moreover, the uncertainty in annual budget allocation based on the initial requirement affects the interest subsidy and interest of our potential buyers. Moreover, we have noted that there was a tedious licensing and permitting process that was initially provided when the 4PH program was developed. Based on feedback, we have also received concerns from our developers because many of them lack the capacity to comply with engagement requirements, as well as decreased appetite due to market assurance or hesitation of the beneficiaries. Not all LGUs also could provide land, which would bring the cost of the units down. Lastly, our NHA's budget was slashed from 10 billion in previous administrations down to just between 2 to 3 billion a year, and insufficient funding for SHFC now hovering at about 121 million from its old peak of 500 million. Thus, in May of 2025, our new secretary adopted the expanded Pambansang Pabahay para sa Filipino program. It was paramount that enhancing the modalities of the previous program was required. Now, as mentioned by our secretary, it includes modalities such as rental options and other use of RAC arrangement, use of balanced housing escrow funds, inclusion of horizontal development, provision of housing loans with preferential interest rates, among others. Today, we have also streamlined the program guidelines to facilitate ease of doing business in our transaction.
Before we proceed, I just want to clarify. The original target of 6 million housing units by 2028 of the 4PH or the Pambansang Pabahay para sa Pilipino program, our new target for 4PH alone will be 300,000. Yung 1.2 million po na nabanggit kanina, kasama na po ang production ng lahat ng ahensya, including the indirect production of ito yung mga matutulungan ng Pag-ibig Fund and our other financial institutions. So the 1.2 is not 4PH. It's the whole housing, all the housing agencies including 4PH. Ang 4PH target po natin, uulitin ko, from 6 million until 2028 will only be 300,000. Ang nagagawa po, ang nat-turnover po ng 4PH as of today is around 1,900 units. That's the real number po ng 4PH. Please proceed.
Yeah. So to reflect that number that our secretary just mentioned, our agency has produced 73,534 units. Next slide, please. Next slide.
The next slide.
Yes.
Next slide, please.
Next slide, please. So our SHAPC, NHA, and the private sector through DUSUD produce 73,534 units, and indirectly financed through Pag-ibig and NHMFC 286,743, or a total of 360,000 to date. As mentioned, by 2028, the direct housing will total 356,867 and indirectly financed 776,809. That is the new number that we're working on the expanded 4PH program. Based on our mandate, Republic Act 11201, DSUD has continually performed its regulatory and advisory function with a total of 26,968 registered associations as of first semester 2025. Last year, until this year, we have issued 589 license to sell, and as of this year, we have already issued 256 license to sell. We have also approved 84 CLUP or Comprehensive Land Use Plans and 6 Provincial Development Physical Framework Plan as of 2024, and as of this year, we have completed or approved 46 CLUPs and 5 PDP-FP. When the secretary started, DSUD launched a zero backlog program to streamline the processes in applications and conciliations of homeowners associations and housing and real estate development. As of July 14, a total of 3,100 pending cases involving HOAS and HRED from the period 2020 to 2025 were inventoried based on certifications under oath issued by our regional offices. To date, that 3,100, we only have one item left for resolution. However, we have noted that during this period, we have found out an additional 952 cases which is now being resolved, of which 124 have also been addressed and 828 remaining. We'd like to thank Congress for providing us funding for the Integrated Disaster Shelter Assistance Program. Last year, we were allocated 200 million, and we have spent at that period 182,000.
Next slide,
Sorry,
please.
182 million. Next slide, please. Yes. This year, we have already spent 122 million 655 addressing damages brought about by typhoons, fire, flooding, and the like. On budget utilization, the slide shows you the amount that had been allocated for DSUD and its key shelter agencies. The total amount for 2025 amounts to 6,498,000, of which 1,792 or 28% had been obligated. In the case of DSUD, the total amount that was allocated to us was 3.039 billion, of which 689 has been obligated. The amounts here is due to unused or unused MOE interest subsidy as well as capital outlay. For 2026, a summary of the requests of our key shelter agencies are shown. DSUD is requesting 2.637 billion, our HSAC 560 million, NHA 2.2 billion, SHAPC 166 million, and NHMFC 0.45 for a total of 5.563 billion. In the case of DSUD, the amount for NEP is 2.637 or a variance of 6 billion from what we propose. and a variance of about 400 million from this year's GAA. Lastly, we would like to share with you our legislative agenda, and we would like to thank the Committee on Housing and Urban Development for recently approving several House bills, including on-site, in-city, local government resettlements program, rental housing subsidy program, housing development digital connectivity, amendments to the Balanced Housing Development Program, socialized and low-cost housing loan restructuring program, and the Sustainable Cities and Communities Act. Moving forward, we are requesting 3 legislative bills that could be considered by the House of Representatives. They include strengthening the charters of our key shelter agencies, NHMFC and SHFC, also requesting the enhancement of the National Shelter Program Bill to provide housing assistance to those covered by the currently covered under an annual GAA, and lastly, the enactment of a Philippine urban park system. On this note, we would like to thank the committee's continued support in advancing dignified housing and sustainable communities, and we look forward to working closely with all our stakeholders for a safe, resilient, and inclusive housing sector. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Secretary Aliling, are there more agencies under your department who wish to provide us with more discussions?
We are ready to, Mr. Chair, we're ready to answer questions.
Okay. So, may I respectfully remind our distinguished colleagues that each member is allotted 5 minutes for questioning or interpellation, excluding the responses of the resource persons. When you hear the first bell, it indicates that you have 30 minutes left. 30 seconds left. You like 30 minutes? Do you like the 30 minutes? So, when you hear the first bell, it indicates that you have 30 seconds left to conclude your questions. The second bell signifies the lapse of your allotted time. In accordance with the long-standing and respected tradition of the House of Representatives to accord preferential treatment to the minority, followed by the independent, and last is the majority members in an alternating manner. The chair now recognizes from the minority the Honorable Deputy Minority Leader Laila De Lima.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to my colleagues, and good afternoon to the officers of DSUD and its attached agencies. And thank you for reminding us about the 5-minute limit, although we always find it to be insufficient. But we can understand because there are many of us, and like in the Senate, there are fewer numbers. Now, yung party list ko kasi namin, ML, Mamamayang Liberal Party List, yung urban poor po is actually one of the most active. And they've been raising a lot of concerns sa amin, of the various urban poor groups. One major concern is about the 4PH. And I'm glad that it was mentioned earlier, it was acknowledged that marami ho talagang challenges and problema pa rin sa 4PH. I understand also from the statement earlier of the good secretary that DSUD is committed to pursue the 4PH. And then in the presentation, I saw that there's actually the expanded, there's one of the plans of